I've spent thousands of dollars buying hundreds of bottles. And not only did I have pours from most of them, I also had countless pours from bars and from samples. For all that knowledge and experience, how much would I pay for these beautiful, allocated Buffalo Trace bottles? I'll let you know right now. Okay. Oh yeah. Welcome to Whiskey Bank. My name is David. And after trying probably 2 to maybe even over 300 different pours of whiskeys the last couple of years, I believe I have the perspective and the knowledge to let you know how much you should pay for these allocated Buffalo Trace products. Because let's be honest, everyone who drinks bourbon either has these bottles or wants these bottles. Quick rundown of the information I'll provide. I'll give you the MSRP, how much I paid for it, the most I'll pay for the next bottle, and the most you should pay if you're a first-time buyer. All right, let's get right to the bottles. First one, Eagle Rare 10 year. And the price we're going to be talking about is for the standard 750 milliliter bottle and not this half size. Unfortunately, this is the only one I got. MSRP is going to be about 40 bucks. Last time I bought it, I believe I paid 45 for it. The most I'll pay for the next one is 50. But if you're a first time buyer, you never had a bottle, the most I believe you should pay is about 60 bucks. The reason? It's a good pour. It's aged 10 years, it's sweet, it's a good sipper. Let's be honest, it looks cool. Everyone who drinks bourbon knows what an Eagle Rare is. It's good to have on the shelf, and you can never go wrong with an Eagle Rare. So the next bottle, E.H. Taylor small batch bottled and bond. Now, MSRP for this is about $45. I paid $50 for this bottle. The most I would pay for the next one is going to be probably around 60 bucks. The reason? Once you get above the $60 range, you're getting into really good barrel proof or cask strength bourbons, right? Bare Breed, Jack Daniel's single barrel strengths, etc., etc. So I don't want to pay over $60 for this, even though it's a good pour. Now, first time, you've never had a bottle, I believe up to $75 is still a great buy. So above 75, you're getting into the Logical Craig barrel proofs or really good single barrels or store picks. Or Forester, Four Roses, obviously a Logical Craig, etc., etc. So I don't think you want to pay above about 75 just because of all the good bourbons out there that's at the $80, $90, $100 range. But if you never had one and you want to purchase your first bottle, $75, go for it. All right, the next bottle, E.H. Taylor single barrel, coming in at 100 proof and also bottled and bond. So the MSRP for this is $50. I paid $80 for this bottle. The most I would pay for this bottle is 80 bucks. I think it was right at my limit. I really wanted one, so I bought it. The reason, again, once it goes above the $80, you're going into really good barrel proof or cask strength store picks or single barrels. While this is also a single barrel, it does come in at 100 proof because of the bottled and bond. So for me, because I not only have it, but I had it before, I don't think I would want to pay more than 80 bucks. Now, if it's your first time, you never had a bottle, I would pay up to $100 for this bottle. It is absolutely delicious. It's just cherry cola aged in oak barrels. It's just wonderful. You know, $100 is a lot of money, but there's a lot of $100 bottles that is not as good as this. I mean, a lot of people are willing to pay $100 for the Remus Repeals. They're also willing to pay $90 to $100 for Booker's. Again, I can understand that's cask strength or barrel proofed, but some of those batches are hit and miss. While I'll be honest with you, I probably had 4 bottles of this, fantastic, and many more pours, and I haven't had a bad one. And these days, the Jack Daniel's 10 is really hot, and a lot of people are paying $80, $90, $100 for that. Is it good? Sure, but would I rather take an E.H. Taylor single barrel? Yes. So if it's your first time, you never had one, you see it for 100 bucks, I would definitely jump on that opportunity. Next bottle, E.H. Taylor straight rye, bottled and bond, coming in at 100 proof. Now, MSRP for this is $50. I paid $70 for this bottle. The most I would pay for the next one, 60 bucks. The reason? There's just really good ryes out there around that price. Jack Daniel's single barrel proof ryes, Redwood Empire, Emerald Giant cask strength coming around $70, $75. And so I don't want to pay more than 60 bucks for my next one because those ryes are just a little bit better due to its cask strength or barrel proof, and just the flavor intensity is a little bit there. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a good pour. It's a good rye, but it's not a great rye. And those ryes are fantastic. Let's say you never had a bottle before and it's your first one. The most you should pay, $80. You should pay a little bit more for the experience and again, for having a bottle and having that knowledge of, hey, I had an age tailor before, etc., etc. But at above $80, you're getting into really, really good ryes. I mean, even the old overall 10-year rye coming around 90, 95, 100. Yeah, if this is above 80, just get that one. So, and again, there's things that's much more cheaper. That's good. So if you want one, you have to have one. $80 would be my limit. If you're enjoying this content, please push that like button. It really helps me out. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Also, I did just start a YouTube membership, which has some members only perks. So if you're interested, it's right down there. All right, the next bottle, Weller Special Reserve, coming at 90 proof. The MSRP for this is $25. Now, I paid $23 for this, which is kind of cool. And the most I would pay for the next one is gonna be $25. Now, would I probably even pick it up at $25? Probably not. But if you've never had a bottle, never tried Weller Special Reserve, how much you should pay for your first one? Max $30. It's a decent pour. I think it's a good starter wheated bourbon. You're trying to get into the wheated stuff, get Maker's Mark, this, Larceny, etc., etc. But is it better than Larceny and Maker's Mark? Probably not. It's different, that's for sure, but it's certainly not better. And those are obviously either cheaper or much easier to find. And it's just not worth paying that extra money. So 30, never had it, you really want it, I think that's fine. But please do not pay the 40, 50, 60, $70 that some of these liquor stores are charging, because you'll regret it. Now, the next bottle, Weller Antique 107, coming in at 107 proof. Now, this bottle is a store pick, but we're talking about a non-store pick regular bottle. I don't have one for some reason. Actually, I haven't seen one in a while. I guess that's the reason. But let's get right to it. MSRP for this is $50. The last one I purchased, I paid $60 for it. Now, the most I'll pay for my next one is probably $70. Just hard to see. It's a good one. I mean, for me, out of the regular Weller lineups, either be this, full proof, age 12 years, and a special reserve, I actually think the 107 is probably the best of that one. I know a lot of people are going to come at me because they love their Weller 12s, but I like the 107 better. And so I would pay up to $70 if I see a regular one just sitting at the liquor store. I guess I haven't seen one in a while because I haven't picked that out. But if it's your first time, you never had a bottle before, you never had a bottle of this Weller Antique 107, the max you should pay, $80. As I mentioned before, that $80 threshold to me is a very important one because, again, you're getting into really good barrel proof or cask strength bourbons, especially single barrels in store picks. So I think at that price, please don't let the FOMO get you. Some of these liquor stores sell these for 100, 120, 150 even for regular non-store pick ones. I would hold off and wait till you could find it for at least, try to at least hold off until you find it for $80. And the next one, and the most polarizing bottle, Blanton's single barrel, coming in at 93 proof. Now, MSRP, $65. What I paid for this bottle, $65. Actually, I only bought it for this video. So I was thinking about this video and I realized I didn't have a Blanton's. So I ran out. Luckily, I found it for MSRP and I bought one because how do you do this video without a Blanton's? Now, the most I would pay for the next one, if I absolutely needed it, it's probably $70. Hopefully, I'll never need to buy another one again. But this is the fun part. If you never had a bottle and you absolutely want to have one, the most you should pay for a bottle of Blanton's is $100. Whoa. Listen to me. Listen before you turn off the video, okay? Or stop screaming, all right? The reason I say that if you never had a bottle of Blanton, that you should pay up to $100 for the experience, because you need to have an opinion on Blanton's in order to have an opinion on bourbon. It is so interesting that any meetup I go to, a lot of the people I talk to one of the first or the most asked question is, what do you think about Blantons? And everyone has an opinion on it. Everybody, right? So if you never had one before, you never paid your money and drank it from start to finish to see if you like it or don't like it. Again, a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people think it's worth the money, but a lot of people do like it. That's why it's, so popular. To have the opinion, it's worth the $100. It's like talking about the NFL without never seeing Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady play. It's like trying to talk about the NBA without knowing about LeBron James or Michael Jordan, right? Just can't do it. Because at the end of the day, all the conversations about those two sports will go to those players. Just like most bourbon conversations will either start or end with this bottle. I mean, even doing whiskey YouTube, let's be honest. If I put a Blanton's on my thumbnail or put it in my title, it's probably gonna get the most views and clicks just because it's the most polarizing. It's the most, interesting bottle in the whole bourbon world. And so is the bourbon inside worth $100? Probably not. But is it worth it to have that experience, to know what it feels like to buy it, drink it from start to finish, and to be able to talk about it? Absolutely. So if you've never had one, up to $100. The last bottle and the most delicious, Stagg, any batch. This is 23C, but any batch order. MSRP for this, $70. What I paid for this bottle, $70. I got very lucky. I think this is one of two that I ever found at MSRP. The most I would pay for the next one, especially if it's a batch I like, $130. Whoa. Okay, don't turn it off. Listen before you disagree or agree with my opinion. The reason, there's a lot of $100+ bottles that I'll pay for that are not as good as Stagg. I mean, think about Booker's. Little Book is 130, Booker's is 90, $100. I'm willing to buy those, but not Stagg at 130. I mean, I paid, I think, $130 for a Baumburgers. Great pour, but is it better than a Stagg? What about Old Forester 1924? Those are $130 and they're selling out nationwide. And yet you're telling me people are not buying Stagg with $130? So to me, Stagg is that good. And especially if you know that batch is good. Yes, $130 for me. Next one, let's say 24A. Yeah, I'll get it. But let's say you never had a Stagg, never had a bottle of Stagg, you absolutely wanted one. And especially if you know you like the batch. Let's say you went to a friend's house, had a batch of 22B, absolutely love it, you find it on a shelf. The most you should pay, $150. Pay that little extra for your first bottle. Again, my max, $130. So for your first bottle, $150. I don't think it's that bad. Just don't buy other bottles. If your budget doesn't hit $150, stop buying the $60, $70 bottles and just buy one bottle of Stagg. It's that good, it's that delicious, it's worth the experience, it's worth the money. It's a delicious pour. It's a Stagg. There's a reason why you can never find these at MSRP, because it's just that great. And if you have a principle, I'll never pay over MSRP, that's great. You do you. And hopefully you can find that at MSRP so you can enjoy the bottle. But for me, I'm willing to pay for greatness, and this is greatness in a bottle. So let me know in the comments, how much did you pay for your bottle? And what's the most you would pay for your next one? Or if you never had it, what's the most you would pay for your first one? Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys next time.